Welcome back to the Journey to the FarLands. As you can see or hear, there are some zombies dying that were out there at the end of the last episode. There we go. That's the sound I wanted to hear. The zombie's last gasp as he says, "This is it." And right there is where he bought it. Because in this version, zombies drop feathers. It's a question, that's a thing I always wondered about. Why did zombies drop feathers? And then they started dropping rotten flesh, and I thought, gee, I'd rather they drop feathers. Yeah, that was special. A little bit of skeleton droppings, leavings, what have you. I'll take that. Anyhow, starting things off the way we always do on Journey to the FarLands. The size of the world. The world, as reported by Minecraft, is at 1,263.67 megabytes in size. And I have no idea what that translates to in blocks, but it's a lot, I know that. Let's see. The fundraising efforts continue, and progress continues to be mostly slow. The fundraising project for the Child's Play charity is still at $47.44 raised so far, which puts it at something a little under 1% of the goal, which is the goal, of course, being $6,346.45. And the fundraiser for the family in need has had somewhat more progress than that, being somewhere, I believe, a little over a quarter of the way toward the $5,000 goal that I originally set when I took that one on as well. And things are progressing and so on, making a little progress here and there. More here than there, but hey, progress is progress, and I'll take it, because it's a good thing, especially when it's progress towards a worthy goal, as it is in this case. Let's see. I have actually had a question or comment or two. Not in the video comments this time. It was privately sent. Individual wishes to remain anonymous. They say they suggested something that has been suggested a few times already. The suggestion was that I should get some bones and tame a Minecraft wolf and have that wolf accompany me to the FarLands. Now, obviously, of course, this sounds very familiar, doesn't it? Because Kurt J. Mack has a wolf named Wolfy. Actually, the name is somewhat longer than that, but I don't remember all of it. But that wasn't the entirety of this person's suggestion. They suggested that I should get a wolf, tame a Minecraft wolf and have it accompany me to the FarLands. And they suggested, are you ready for this? That I should name the wolf Dire. Now, I must admit that variety of that suggestion does indeed tickle the funny bone. I think that's hilarious, to have a wolf named Dire in Minecraft. Yeah, that's hilarious. I don't know how funny Direwolf20 would find it, but I think it's hilarious. I don't know. I've toyed with the idea in the past, but I've never really been too sure about how good of an idea that would be. Just simply because I doubt very seriously. I have my own personal doubts, some doubts about just how far such a Minecraft wolf would be able to go. And we have a zombie spawner. Well, a spawner, but I hear zombies. Okay, the chest will be over here. Gunpowder, redstone, bucket, wheat. The spawner will be down there. Let's go ahead and break that. I forgot how long it used to take to break those things. Okay, is there another chest, or is this just a one-chest dungeon? Oh, whoa. Whoa. That was uncool, Mr. Zombie. Nobody authorized personal attacks. Okay. You know what? I want the gunpowder. Just for giggles, I want the gunpowder. Alright, let's get out of here. I'm going to take just a moment and make some torches because I noticed that I'm really low on them. There. And now that way. All right. Okay, well, I'm actually down a few hearts here. Wow. Okay. All right, the sand, I don't want. Yeah. Don't need that. Sand is cheap. It's easy to get a hold of sand. So, anyway, oh yes, that's right. Before discovery of the open-air dungeon, the idea of taming one of those guys and having it accompany me to the FarLands. There is a certain appeal to that because, you know, you've got something coming along with you for the journey and so on, and there's a certain amount of cool to it and so forth. There's also the very real probability that, well, first of all, there is the question of whether or not it will survive the trip. Now, granted, Wolfy has done very well with Kurt J. Mac and has survived a very, very long time, in spite of the fact that the wolves of Minecraft 1.7.3 beta, the AI is not exactly playing with a full deck, so to speak. Yeah, I mean, they do the best they can, but they don't have the greatest AI in the world. So I don't know how much survival in Wolfy's case has been luck or what, but there you have it. So there is that question. Let's see, this is not the greatest place in the world to do this, but, well, let's see if I can get up to the top here. That'll be better. This looks like it might be usable. It'll have to do. All right. And I think we're coming to another momentous occasion on the Journey to the FarLands. And that momentous occasion would be, unless I am mistaken, the first time I have partaken of a bowl of my mushroom soup since leaving spawn. Bingo. All right. And I'll need to make up a fresh bowl later on, when next I plop down a crafting table. Yes, some more wool would be a good idea. And I'll take yours. I didn't particularly want the leaves, but easily fixed. And there's another one down here. Yeah, so this wolf idea. Yes, I've thought about it, and yes, I have my doubts about how great of an idea that would be. And then there's the question of how long such a critter would survive. Yes, Wolfy has done very good with Kurt J. Mac, but is that an isolated incident? Or would any wolf last that long, given journeying to the FarLands and basically not spending a whole lot of time in any one place, and so on and so forth, and the general tendency to actively avoid hostiles and such like. And then, beyond the survivability issue, is the issue of, would it reach a point where it would be a better idea that rather than letting him continue, would it be such that eventually it would be a better idea to build a place for him to stay and leave him behind? Because as you get farther and farther away from spawn, things like glitching in and out of blocks and so on. There have been several very close calls with Wolfy at various different kinds of block glitching situations, and I can't help but to think that as one gets farther away from spawn, closer to the FarLands, what have you, that there comes a time of hard reality when you have to realize that continuing is more than likely going to be ending up terminal for the wolf, and therefore it would be time to build some kind of a shelter perhaps, and have the wolf sit and then just leave. That once you get far enough away that the chunk he's in unloads, then it would stay behind. And such like, so on, you know, all of that. So, I don't know. I've thought about it. I've waffled about it a lot. You know, I've gotten, what is this, the 47th episode? I'm 47 episodes in, and I still haven't decided whether or not that's a good idea. And so, lacking that decision, I came to a different one. And that is, I will put the the issue to a vote. And here's how I'm going to work the vote. The votes will be in the comments of this video, of this episode. All viewers get to leave one voting comment, either for or against taming a Minecraft wolf to accompany me, and sure, why not, your opinion on whether or not naming it Dire is a good or funny idea. And everybody can and is welcome and in fact encouraged to leave as many comments as you like on videos, but for the purpose of voting, only one comment per person would be counted. And I would maintain, I keep an eye on the comments for this one and keep a tally of the votes. And when the grand total number of individual votes reaches, say, 100, it would take a final tally and reach the decision based on that final tally. Okay, let's see. Let's this down here. Okay, I already got one, but I'll make up another one anyway. Or two more. And we'll make up one more bowl of mushroom stew. In fact, I'm going to leave 3 of these bowls behind. I don't honestly see a need for more than one. Alright, so we're moving onward. And so, if you have an opinion about whether or not I should... Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Throat was getting kind of gravelly there. So, if you have an opinion about whether or not I should get tame a Minecraft wolf to accompany me, I would be grateful for you taking a few seconds to vote in the comments, yes or no. If you have any thoughts about the name for such a creature, bear in mind, Wolfy is the one name that is absolutely not going to happen, for obvious reasons. And the currently suggested name from the person who recently brought this idea back up to me is that I should name it Dire. And if you know anything at all about modded Minecraft, you will probably see the humor in that. Like I said, I think it's hilarious. And if I did do such a thing as to tame a wolf, Dire is a very probable name for such a critter. Besides, that way I could say I'm journeying to the FarLands with Direwolf. Although, to put the number on there legitimately, it seems to me like I would have to have 20 of them, not all at once, but in succession. And the 20th one would be Direwolf 20. You know. But I don't know. I don't know about that extreme. But to name it Dire, that's funny. I think that's hilarious. Oh boy. Anyway, you have an opinion about that? You want to vote on that? Please do so. And if you really think that it's a great idea, feel free to encourage others to vote so that we can eventually get to the point where there is 100 votes and we have a result. Anyway, Okay, anyhow, see. Oh, yes. Yeah. Let's see. As the sunset song plays, and I try to get to a place where it's a good place to end the second day. I've been half toying with an idea recently. I don't know how good of an idea this is, whether it would be something very many people would want to watch or whatever. But as you know, I've had really a lot of this nostalgia thing going on lately. And lately, nostalgia has meant revisiting things that involve old versions of Minecraft, old versions of mods, old versions of modded Minecraft, and so on. And one idea that's occurred to me recently was the idea of retro modded Minecraft, which would basically mean loading up copies of old versions of Minecraft with mods. And I have a couple of these that I've got Minecraft 1.0, I believe it is, or 1.1, loaded up with mods. I have a copy of Minecraft 1.2.5 that I personally, again, just like the 1.1 version, that I built the jar file myself from installing all the mods the old-fashioned way, the way things were done before the folks at FTB made modding so much simpler by providing these huge monstrous massive mod packs and such. And I've been toying with the idea, you know, get out the old modded stuff, and, you know, maybe do it in live streams. I don't know if it would be something that would be the kind of thing that I'd want to spend a whole lot of uber amounts of time on an LP of such a thing, because I don't know if a whole lot of people would watch it. But perhaps a live stream might be a good idea. Just get out an old version of Minecraft with mods in it and just kind of do things a little bit old school, as it were. I mean, we're talking about this is back in the beta 1.2.5 days when, well, let's see, things like for ore processing and a large number of machines, industrial craft, and a few add-ons for industrial craft were pretty much the king of doing all of that. And for a lot of piping needs, for processing oil into fuel and item piping and stuff like that, you've got Buildcraft, and let's not forget logistics pipes and stuff like that. This particular installation also has Equivalent Exchange 2 installed, and I realize that a lot of people hear that name and think, OMG, how overpowered can you get? And they start talking about free diamonds. No, it's not free. Equivalent exchange was based on the idea of exchanging things, of exchanging value for value and stuff like that. And everything was given an EMC value. EMC, I believe, meaning energy matter conversion or something like that. And yes, it was possible with equivalent exchange to turn, say, for example, cobblestone into diamonds. But a lot of people hear that, or they say that you turn cobblestone into diamonds. Yeah, sure, yeah. But what they don't say is the fact that diamonds have an EMC value 8,192. Cobble has an EMC value of 1. In order to turn cobble into a diamond, you would have to convert 8,192 cobblestone into EMC or energy or whatever before you could pull 1 diamond out of it. So I don't think that was all that unbalanced or overpowered or anything. And yes, there was energy collectors and such like and so on, but you figure those are very much the same as solar collectors, solar panels in industrial craft with that collected power from the sun. It's the same thing. It's just that it's expressed in EMC instead of electric units or volts or watts or RF or Minecraft joules or whatever kind of form of measurement you want to use. This looks like a pretty good size body of water. I'm probably going to end up eating that, but let's move. So I don't think it was nearly as overpowered as a lot of overreactionary people made it sound. They saw somebody put gold into a machine and get diamonds out, and they didn't realize that it wasn't a one-for-one translation, for one thing. Yes, there was a way that you could take 4 gold and come up with 1 diamond, but it cost you 4 gold. And you could do the same thing with iron, converting iron to diamond, but it would cost you 16 iron to come up with 1 diamond because of the EMC values. So, and anyway, I'm not going to rant back and forth about how equivalent exchange was not as overpowered and crap as some people say it was. I think a lot of people abused the daylights out of it, but I think that it was still a very fun mod. It had a lot of fun stuff in it, and I had it installed back then. And of course, back then, a lot of people had it installed. I had fun with it. The parts of it that I actually got to use. I didn't actually get to use very much of it. But there's that mod. There's the old portal gun mod, which I've mentioned recently anyhow. And let's see. Oh yes, let us not forget the king of sorting and routing and whatnot type mods, Red Power. Red Power 2 was totally awesome, and I am looking forward to the day when the author of Red Power finds the time and ability to just go ahead and be able to actually finish developing Red Power and re-releasing the Red Power mod, because I think when that happens, a lot of people that go, yeah, well, you got Project Red. Okay, Project Red is good. I'll grant you that it is. It brings back a lot of Red Power-ish kind of things. But call me a diehard. I'd like to see the original return. I really would. And the reason that its development fell so far behind and whatnot is basically got to do with the author having this incredibly ghastly thing known as real life, which real life things have to happen from time to time. And real life had to take priority, and therefore the development of red power had to take a back seat to everything. And I think really, if you think about it, it's a perfectly understandable and reasonable thing. Anybody with a family would agree that real life has got to take priority. No matter how much fun you have playing or developing things for a game, if it's not your actual paid-to-do-it job, then it has to take a backseat to real life. And even if it is your paid-to-do-it job, there are times when your real at-home life still has to take priority. And anybody who's ever had to quit a job to take care of their family knows what I'm talking about. Anyway, like I said, I've been toying with that idea, and I keep going off on these tangents. Sorry about that, I just do that. But the idea is, I was toying with the idea of just making up doing a modded retro thing. Just doing some stuff in a retro modded Minecraft. And yeah, I know, I could just get it out and play it for my own entertainment. Yeah, that's true. I've done a little bit of that. But you know something? There's something about having spent as much time making videos as I have. It changes a little bit of the way you look at the game. And I have actually reached a point where games are more... I enjoy games more when in the environment of a Let's Play or something like that. I need to get wood next time. Alright, anyway, I think I have probably rattled on sufficiently today, and I hope I haven't driven anybody completely nuts. Let me know about the wolf vote issue, what you think about the idea, and how you vote, and so on. Oh, I gotta get this. And so forth. And as always, I thank you all very much for your continued support in the comments, in the likes, and the subscribing, and the sharing, and all that, and the, of course, the support of the various and sundry causes this thing is dedicated to. And I say thank you very much for watching. Take it easy. I'm out here.